how are ya? On today's installment of the Letterboard of Truth, our quote of the day is, drink water, but not like that. A new community has officially made its splash on TikTok, but that often comes with a wave of drama and discourse. Sinners, it's time we take a dive into WaterTok. Oh boy. Between WaterTok and Bud Light's recent campaign with Dylan Mulvaney, it's been a tough time for liquids on social media. As they say, when it rains, it pours. You're gonna get sick of the water puns, aren't you? At least on WaterTok, no one's filming themselves shoving a 2-foot dildo down their throat to own the libs.
Cheers.
Instead, you can learn how to make your water look radioactive in 50 different ways. Before I go into full hater mode, I guess I should explain what WaterTok actually is. WaterTok is a niche on TikTok. Who would have guessed? And the WaterTok community is typically, but not exclusively, made up of white Southern women adding flavored powders and syrups to their waters to enhance the taste. Typically in one of these bad boys.
Let's make a stinking water of the day.
I'm gonna put y'all onto something that's gonna save you so much time when you're trying to find what flavors to add into your water.
I found some new chemicals, flavored water packets at the Dollar Tree.
I'm outside the Dollar Tree and I'm about to go check if they have any packets for my flavored beveraginas that I don't have.
Let's make a drink together. You're not allowed to say the word water anymore because people get upset when you call it water and then you add stuff to it. So we're just not going to call it that. We're going to call it a drink.
That's not a dig, by the way. I'm just observing the overwhelming demographic that has flooded this community. I didn't actually know what WaterTok was until very recently, and about a week or so ago, I actually picked this up at the $1.25 tree, and I didn't realize until I started researching that this is like a huge brand on WaterTok, so I'm gonna do a live taste test for you. And just to prove that this is live, I have not opened the box whatsoever. Hello. So it comes with 6 cute little flavor packets. So I'm just going to use one because if I don't like it, I don't want to waste more than one. I have my Stanley cup ready to go. It's the 30-ounce one, not the 40. Sorry, I'm fake. Ooh, powder just went everywhere. Here we go. This is for research, for science. I'm a scientist. Ooh, that actually smells pretty good. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I'm gonna stir it in now. ASMR. So the water's very red and it smells very sweet, like watermelon. I did get the watermelon flavor, so no one's surprised. Here we go. The aftertaste is not great. It's very sweet. It is drinkable, but I probably won't get it again. Ooh, yeah, I taste that aspartame. The more the aftertaste sits in my mouth, the more I don't really like it. But I just dumped it in my whole water, so I guess I have to drink it now. Ugh. That's like low-key ass. WaterTok has become so popular. There are now several recipes you can follow at home by just using a couple of these powders and sugar-free syrups. Hopefully not this one though, because this one doesn't taste great. Back in my day, the only things you needed to make water were water and a glass. Maybe some ice and a lemon if you're feeling adventurous. This first one is a recipe for peach ring water. Okay, genuinely no hate to the woman in this video. She can spend her money however she pleases, but does owning this many Stanley Cups defeat the purpose of having a Stanley Cup? Ugh. Ideally, one would be buying a Stanley Cup or any reusable water as a way to cut down on single-use plastics, so this feels counterintuitive. But Stanley Cups have essentially become collector's items or a status symbol on social media, mainly because they come in pretty colors. And once you have one, you have to have them all, right? They're like Squishmallows for MLM girlies. That little concoction, it sounds good. It sounds like something you'd order at Starbucks. And for that, it has my sinner's seal of approval. I'm not even like doing it for the bit. Like that's genuinely rancid.
Another one bites the dust. Let's go. Hi internet, let's make our final water of the day. To preface, this is actually not my recipe. This is Sweet But Snarky's recipe for birthday cake water.
Birthday cake water? Be so f***ing for real right now. Who looks at a birthday cake and goes, yeah, I can drink that? Nothing sounds more unappealing to me than liquid cake.
Grab your favorite 40-ounce cup. I'm using my Stanley, 35 ounces of water and about 5 ounces of ice or whatever to your preference.
It's always the Stanley Cup girls, am I right? I'm sure we're dying to know how to make birthday cake. Sorry, I meant birthday cake. Birthday cake.
Now for the syrups, we're gonna be using cotton candy. So you're gonna do, I like it sweet, just a warning, but I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 pumps of cotton candy. Now the next syrup for the cake flavor, you're gonna use vanilla almond. Do 1, 2, 3 pumps of the vanilla almond. Okay, you know the drill, mix, mix, mix until all of those flavors are combined. I just really love how beautiful the cotton candy syrup makes this water. It's so cute. Okay, now time for the taste test. I'm so excited about this one. Oh my gosh, happy birthday to me. This is so good.
I mean, I'll take your word for it. No hate to her. She seems very sweet and very passionate about birthday cake water. I mean, I guess we all have our things. I guess I'm just more of a traditionalist than I thought.
So I woke up thinking it was Friday. Guess what? It's Wednesday. I'm a little hacked off. So we're just going to get straight to the water of the day.
Although I'm questioning her decision to make salad water, I do love her shirt. But I assume the salad water tastes like that Bloom shit every TikToker is doing an undisclosed ad for.
First thing, ice. Only the good stuff for you, baby. In the glass. Next, water. Fill her up. Let's go to the water bar. Okay, here's what we're making. Remember your grandma used to make this salad? It had pistachio jello pudding mix. It had cherries on top, a little bit of marshmallow.
Personally, I don't remember any of my relatives making a pistachio and cherry salad. Maybe it's more of a southern thing. Let me know if you've tried it before.
That's what we're making today. Pistachio, 2 pumps. Grab the glass, grab the cherry. Okay, so I've just got 2 pumps of pistachio syrup in here. I'm gonna add a pineapple packet. If you don't wanna add the pineapple packet, then by all means, use the pineapple syrup. Let's mix that up. Yo, look how pretty she is. So I'm gonna make it in this, and then you guys know I'm gonna transport it to my 40-ounce glass. Now for the cherry. I'm about to get super excited because I love a pretty water. 2 pumps of the cherry. There's 1. And there's 2. And look at her.
Not gonna lie, I was a bit skeptical at first, but I think she won me over because that looks refreshing. If I were to make it, I would probably substitute the pistachio syrup for something else just in case, because I'm allergic to tree nuts. For some reason, I was expecting this to be green, but it kind of looks like a tequila sunrise mocktail, and honestly, I'm here for it.
I hope y'all are having a good day. That's gonna be gone. She's a goner, trust me. It's gonna take me about 2 shakes to suck that down. Oh, baby. You guys, you better make that. You better.
These were just 3 of the many, many, many water recipes that have gone viral, so I think you get the point. All these water talks typically follow the same formula. The video opens with a smiling woman holding a Stanley or Simply Modern cup filled with ice and adding a variety of artificial flavoring into their drink to make their own dragon's breath water or whatever the water recipe of the day is. But it seems like you can turn just about anything into a water flavor. I've seen pina colada water, tiger's blood water, pink starburst water, even frog in a blender water. that sounds illegal. I've seen a couple people point this out, but WaterTok is very reminiscent of the Starbucks secret menu item trend that was super popular in the 2010s. I guess internet history repeats itself. But what if I told you that the flavored water trend goes a lot deeper than you think? That there's more meaning behind WaterTok than just a bunch of women making little concoctions with enough Skittles powder to kill a Victorian child. From my own research, a good majority of people on WaterTok are bariatric patients, aka people recovering from weight loss surgery. I should mention this next part is just general information I found on the internet, so please do not take what I say as medical advice. There's a lot that goes into preparing and recovering from bariatric surgery. For starters, the patient must be on a liquid diet before and after surgery. I've seen mixed research saying that the liquid diet starts anywhere from 48 hours to 2 weeks prior to surgery. Again, not a doctor. This means the patient can only consume things like broth, water, decaf coffee and decaf tea, protein shakes, and sugar-free popsicles. The purpose of the pre-surgery liquid diet is to shrink the fat around the liver to make the operation go smoother. Post-op, the patient must stay on a clear liquid diet for 1 week to avoid complications like bowel obstruction, gastric leakage, diarrhea, constipation, and dehydration. The patient can switch to a full liquid diet on week 2, and that's usually when their appetite starts to come back. Over time, solid foods will be added back into the patient's diet, but this change needs to be gradual because the stomach needs time to recover. The mileage may vary for every patient, and for the third time, I am not a medical professional, I am literally just a YouTuber. A silly little guy, if you will.
Nice form.
But numerous folks on WaterTok are current or former bariatric patients, including Tanya Spanglow, who goes by the user Taking My Life Back at 42. She is a water influencer from Oklahoma with over 800,000 followers. Tanya had a sleeve gastrectomy over 3 years ago and has lost over 220 pounds since. In case you don't know, a sleeve gastrectomy, or a gastric sleeve as it's commonly referred to, is a surgical weight loss procedure in which the stomach is reduced to about 15% of its original size by surgical removal of a large portion of the stomach along the greater curvature. The result is a sleeve or tube-like structure. Her doctor recommended she drink 64 ounces of water a day post-surgery, and in order to meet these goals, Tanya started drinking flavored water. According to Tanya, drinking plain water made her feel sick. If Tanya looks familiar, she is the mastermind behind the grandma salad water we watched earlier, in addition to several other recipes that have taken WaterTok by storm. Tanya didn't invent flavored water by any means, but she definitely popularized it enough to put WaterTok on the map. If you don't believe me, just scroll through the WaterTok hashtag and you'll see that Tanya is the face that pops up the most. Tanya started sharing her water recipes on TikTok in 2022, and her earliest recipes to go viral were her mermaid water and unicorn water.
All right, y'all, it's summertime, and if you're like me, you are busy, but you're still trying to be healthy and still trying to drink that water, right? I've got the perfect solution for you. Get you a gallon-sized container. Mine's from the Dollar General, $5. Fill that with water, and now it's zero sugar packet time. Today I'm using my new personal fave, Pineapple Passion Fruit by Skittles. 3 of those mixed with 6 pumps of the Mermaid Syrup by Skinny Mixes, y'all, makes the perfect combination. Mix that up, put it in the fridge, and you have got mermaid water on tap all day long, baby. All summer long, for that matter. You guys try it out, and if you need me, I'll be at the pool. Holy moly, y'all, I'm gonna put y'all onto a brand new water flavor. You have got to buy this unicorn skinny syrups. You've got to. TJ Maxx or their website. Mixed with the pink Starburst. When I tell you, oh my gosh, we've been missing out. Go buy both of those and then report back to me.
Since then, Tanya's TikTok has exploded, and she even became an affiliate for Jordan's Skinny Syrups, the brand behind all the syrup flavors in these videos. But thanks to Tanya's TikTok account, several of Jordan's Skinny Syrup flavors, like the mermaid syrup, have sold out multiple times. By this point, you're probably thinking, while this trend might be a little silly, it's nothing to write home about. For one, it's encouraging people to drink more water, and 2, it's making post-op recovery a little easier for bariatric patients. Both sound like good things, and yes, I would agree with that. Staying hydrated is important, and dare I say, underrated. If I had to guess, most of you here right now are not drinking enough water. I know I'm not, so Put down the Red Bull. This is your third one today. But some valid critiques have popped up in the midst of this flavored water trend, and I think it's important we address them. The number one concern voiced by critics on TikTok is the excessive amount of artificial sugar in every water recipe. WaterTok influencers and enthusiasts use a myriad of sugar-free flavors from brands like Jordan's Skinny Syrups, as well as a bunch of zero/low-calorie powders from popular brands like Sonic, Skittles, and Crush. Although I wouldn't recommend this. This was not great. I can't express how much I don't like this drink. I don't hate it, but like, I think I'm getting heartburn from it. I don't know, hold on. Yeah, still don't like it. Brands use what is known as artificial sweetener like aspartame and sucralose in order to keep their flavors low calorie but tasty. This might offer reassurance to some on WaterTok because they can consume more of these flavored drinks without feeling guilty. According to a few users, WaterTok has helped them cut out soda or alcohol from their diets so they can still enjoy fun drinks without the added sugar or alcohol. Now, artificial flavoring is technically healthier because it doesn't contain real sugar. Too much real sugar intake can lead to inflammation, high blood pressure, weight gain, diabetes, and fatty liver disease. I'm not saying you can never eat sugar again. There's nothing wrong with enjoying a donut or a cup of ice cream every now and then. We are human after all. But too much of one thing is rarely good. That doesn't mean artificial sugar comes without its caveats. Sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose have been around since the late 20th century and are approved by the FDA. But the side effects of too much aspartame include cognitive issues like headaches, seizures, migraines, and mood swings. In addition, some studies have found that sucralose can increase food cravings and cause bowel irritation when consumed in large amounts. As far as experts know, consuming artificial sugar is okay short term, but there's no real conclusive evidence of its long-term effects. Along with artificial sweeteners, many of these powders and syrups contain high levels of maltodextrins, which are highly processed carbs derived from starches. Maltodextrin can lead to spikes in blood sugar, which can then lead to weight gain, diabetes, fatty liver disease, atherosclerosis, mood swings, fatigue, autoimmune disease, and cardiovascular disease. Many artificial flavorings also have acesulfame potassium, which can also lead to cognitive issues, as well as red dye number 40, which can trigger hyperactivity in people with sensitivities. In fact, let's go through the ingredients list of some of the artificial flavors we've seen on WaterTok. First, we have the popular mermaid syrup, which contains citric acid, known to cause tooth decay in some people, sucralose, and acesulfame potassium. The unicorn syrup, which was also mentioned earlier, has citric acid, again, sucralose, acesulfame potassium, and red dye number 40. Quadruple homicide. Finally, the Skittles Zero Sugar packets contain citric acid, maltodextrin, sucralose, aspartame, and acesulfame potassium. You get the idea. Ultimately, plain old water is the best option. But despite all the potential risks of consuming too much artificial sweetener, a lot of doctors agree that WaterTok is a net positive since it's encouraging people to stay hydrated. I promise my intention was not to fearmonger in this portion of the video. I was just reading general information from various internet articles. It's totally okay if you eat something with artificial sweetener every once in a while, or even real sugar, just not this though. This was trash. Crush is never going to sponsor me, are they? But like I said, we're all human. Nobody's perfect. I'm sure we've all eaten something with questionable ingredients. But it's important to note that these side effects can manifest in some people depending on how much artificial sugar they consume. If you have any real or true concerns regarding this topic, please consult a medical professional. Another critique against WaterTok is its potential link to toxic diet culture. When asked about the matter, registered nutritionist Frances Largeman Roth told Today.com that WaterTok is very similar to the Crystal Light craze from the 80s and 90s. This was the time when people, especially middle-aged women, would add pink lemonade Crystal Light to their waters in order to lose weight. I feel like #WaterTok might be the 2023 answer to Crystal Light, with people trying to have a pleasure flavor experience without any calories or carbs, or very few, she says. I think it's gaining popularity because lots of people know they should should be drinking more water and fewer sweetened drinks like soda, but plain water feels boring to them. Largeman Roth, as well as other nutrition experts, have warned that water talk can be harmful for those struggling with disordered eating habits, since a lot of the videos use hashtag weight loss in the description. A classic eating disorder behavior is filling up on water in order to ignore hunger cues, which can lead to inadequate nutrition and hyponatremia, or low sodium levels in the body. The water talk trend also has potential to encourage people with eating disorders to equate drinking a grandma salad water, for example, to eating an actual salad, when in reality, the two are incomparable because one is a flavored water and the other is actual food with nutrients. Although this probably won't be an issue for many users, some experts are still concerned that certain people are more vulnerable to taking this trend too far. Tanya was actually asked about this in a Rolling Stone interview. Yes, the actual Rolling Stone. When asked about whether her water talk videos promote disordered eating, Spanglo says she never advocates for flavored water as a meal replacement, though she does make videos promoting protein shakes for this purpose, and that she notes in most of her videos and lives that she is not a trained dietitian or nutritionist. I'm not telling you what'll work for you. I'm saying what worked for me, she says. Megan Anderson, another water talk influencer, says that she is 12,000% against using flavored water as a cheat or hack. I am anti-diet and anti-skipping calories. I am pro giving your body things it needs, she says. This does not add to your nutritional needs. It's just elevating your water. I do appreciate that they both clearly state this point, especially Tanya, since she is such a big voice in the community. I hope other water influencers are just as forthcoming. Finally, the third main critique water talk has received is it really water? After adding all the powders and syrups, can you even call it water anymore? This has become such a heated debate in comment sections, with people saying that it's juice or Kool-Aid or soda or literally any other drink that's not water. I haven't fully made up my mind yet, but I would probably say these drinks are mocktails at the very least. But because of this debacle, water influencers have received a boatload of hate. While I won't judge you for spending your money however you want, I will judge you for using a Chris Brown song in your video. A couple weeks ago, Tanya came out in a video and addressed the scrutiny water talk has received.
I don't know why y'all are so mad about some waters. I don't get it. But let me just tell you my take on it, okay? I posted water of the day in your little comments, and my comments saying it's Kool-Aid, it's juice, I'm the whitest woman in America, this is a white woman thing. It's not. I can assure you it's not. That this is soda, that this is the furthest thing from water. All those comments, they don't faze me, y'all. They don't. I've been putting the hearts back to you guys. In the last, 30 minutes, I was trying to tan and enjoy my tan in my phone. Going off 95 miles an hour because you guys will not stop commenting on my videos, and they're all negative.
She claimed that the majority of naysayers were younger TikTok users, and as a woman in her mid-40s, she found it ironic that she had to tell kids how to use TikTok. Basically, Tanya said that if you are sick of water talk, just stop engaging with it. Flavored water is not a new phenomenon, and she's been making it for years.
Been around forever. We're not saying it's new. We're not saying we come up with it. We're not saying a dang thing. We don't care what you call it. I don't care if you want to call this soda. Knock yourself out, honey. Knock yourself out. Call it soda. I'm going to call it water. Why are you so mad that I call it water? Y'all are big mad too. I'm not talking about just a little bit mad. Like, y'all are pissy. Y'all act like somebody pissed in your Fruity Pebbles and you had to eat it. That's what y'all act like. When I see y'all's videos, some of y'all are funny. Some of them's funny. But when I see your videos of I don't get it. Let me just tell you how it is. The ones that get it, get it. The ones that don't, and never will, and that's okay. Nobody's making you make them. Nobody's making you drink them. Nobody's telling you got to drink this flavored water. You got to make it. You have to.
Some social media users seem to turn everything into discourse, and while this might have started as a funny little internet debate, I really don't think it should have escalated beyond that. No one should be receiving actual hate from making flavored water. Like, if adding pistachio syrup to your water makes your day a little better, that's great. So be it. It really shouldn't be deeper than that. However, I do think the first two criticisms regarding ingredients and certain ED behaviors are worth talking about more than deciding if someone's actually drinking water. Just do as you please. Don't let anyone say that you can't enjoy flavored water. Just be mindful about what you're putting in your body, and remember, balance is the key to everything. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on water talk though. Is it just a lighthearted trend? Is it dangerous? Is it water? But I should let you know that the purpose of this video isn't to cancel water talk. I don't think Tanya or any other influencer I mentioned is a bad person, so please don't send them any hate. That's just ridiculous. I just thought the discourse was interesting and I wanted to cover something a little lighter today. If there are any other TikTok niches you'd like me to sink my teeth into, please let me know down below. And in general, if there's anything in particular you'd like to see me talk about, I have a Google form linked in the description where you could submit potential video ideas. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a tiny thumbs up and subscribe down below. I love you guys and I'll see you very soon with a brand new video. Bye! Also, don't drink this. This crush, it crushed my dreams.